Our town is very small. Even Walmart, or a traffic light with no for lights. I've always lived here. The only expansion in town is for local purposes. We call it Paradise. When I was little, this cemetery is not large. So much so that when I buried my grandfather, we're running out of space. A few years later, I started hanging out with a bunch of punks. To be cool and fit in with them. I don't know how many. I was called to the principal's office for the first time. But no matter what, I still can't impress them. Zhao Zhan, Zhao Ji, and Todd. They also call themselves the Three Musketeers. There were 4 of them. But Rob quit the small group a while ago. They often skip class, run to the store down the street to buy cigarettes. And that makes me jealous. I wish I could be as brave as them. I was naive and stupid. I want to be like them. So of course, I would also find ways to skip class. Meet them on the street corner. I hide in the gym after breakfast. Then I attended their event for the first time. And I said, "Hey, brothers." When Todd saw my flushed face, just laughed. "Look at you. What a coward. Did you run all the way here?" he asked. I nodded and said I didn't go to my first class at all. Jane asked your name. And I said, "Man." He said, "If you really want to play with us, you have to prove that you are brave." His eyes seemed to flash the light under his feet. "Come to Paradise after Shaojing tonight. If you can get there and complete our challenge, we will be your best friends for life." Zhao Zhan said, "Then how can I hide it from my mother?" "That's your problem. Arrive before 8:30. Outdated." Zhao Shan said. I said I would keep warm. It turns out, getting out of the house was the easiest thing to do that night. My mom once, working overtime so only my sister is watching me. I said as long as she covers for me, I'll give her $20. "Where the hell are you going?" When I handed her the money, she asked, "I'm going to the cemetery to play for a while." I grabbed my coat and lied. Walking through town in the middle of the night is exciting. Only a few street lamps are still on. Upon arrival at the cemetery, I feel like there are a lot of ghosts here. The moon shines on the tombstone. There are too many tombstones. I'll be there at 8:00 o'clock. I thought those 3 people must have cut me off. But they are from a large halo. Come out from behind the temple. This mosque seems to have been built before the Civil War. Zhao Zhan saw me, softly whistled wow. Zhao Fo didn't expect you to have the courage. He commented that. I came early. So what do we do? Zhao Zhang gave his companion an evil smile. We're here to see if you're short enough. Are you eligible to join us? So we have prepared 3 challenges for you. If you can complete it all within the specified time, you can join us. I want to appear confident. Okay, no problem. Zhao Zhan just smiled. Todd pointed to the tombstones and said, "This cemetery is huge. There are many graves. And tonight, these graves are safe zones. The ground is like lava. You have 5 minutes to jump from here to the other side. Feet can't land." So he says. The 3 laughed and ran to the other side of the goal. "Leave me where I am." And they would shout at me. Here we go. I stand on the edge of a gravestone, trying to find a way through. And I jumped up. I admit it, and in doing so, I prayed to Jesus. Ask for forgiveness. I still remember when my grandfather passed away. I danced at a grave. Mom warned me. Tell me never to disrespect the dead. He said otherwise you will pay the price. This life and the next life. When jumping to the next tombstone, He broke a little. I can't help but recall his words. What if he's right? This stupid game will really make me cursed. What do you do? I almost fell on the grass. The three let out excited shouts. I was even more determined to win. I have to prove that I can do my best. So I kept going. It took me about 4 minutes. Reach the other side. Jump off the last tombstone. He even did a backflip right up to them. Todd says, "Wow, that's pretty cool." The other two don't seem too happy. I passed the test. I should have thought. They weren't even going to let me through in the first place. Just the luck of the novice. This game is very simple. Anyone can pass. The little brother said to unload the backpack. He opened a bag, showed me 3 trinkets he brought. Then explained that you idiot definitely won't pass this challenge. Zhang handed me a scarf. Command, put this on. So you can't peek. At the same time, the tombstone of the little brother runs away. I stood there obediently waiting. They were talking and laughing and getting ready. Came back in about 10 minutes. Let me take off my scarf. All right, Zhao Fu. I hid all 3 of these things in the cemetery. Find you within 3 minutes and pass. But you won't find it. The little brother smiled and said, "Is a husband." I corrected. Didn't even realize they were bullying by name. Zhao Zhang pushed me towards the tombstone. And the countdown begins. And I looked around. All possible clues. I know D won't make me feel better. But clues like the grass that was crushed by their footsteps. When I found one easily. It was in the bushes behind a big tombstone. I found the other 2 using the same method. Excited to run back to them. All 3 of them got angry. I don't know why yet. Zhao Zhang said, "The previous ones are all hot for the last challenge. Body, no one has ever passed the final challenge. If you do, you will be a legend." He led me to a place with fewer tombstones. I know this place because my grandfather is buried here. And he pointed to an empty hole. And I looked down, found a wooden coffin in this dirt pit. Probably in preparation for the upcoming funeral. Zhao Zhang has not explained what the specific challenge is. I'm already feeling dizzy. We'll bury you in the snow. If you can stay underground for more than 6 minutes, you are our best friend forever. Zhao Zhan explained. You want me to come in? I looked down at this cramped space kiss. If you don't want to, we can stop now. He kicked the mound and said, "I do," I quickly replied. I want to join them so much. I'm not thinking straight. Before they could talk, I climbed in. And I will prove it to you. I can do it for 10 minutes. I said excitedly. The 3 boys exchanged a bad look, then ordered me to lie down. So I did. Wait for them to cover the coffin. And then, I heard shovels and dirt piling up. I close my eyes. Try not to panic. I can do it. I was shaking all over. Try not to move. And eventually, the world quiets down. No sound at all. I started shouting. Ask them if they are ready. And I never got an answer. I waited another minute or so. I think it's time to be beautiful. But at the same time, I started to get dizzy. The oxygen in the coffin is too much. Less. I banged louder on the lid, shouting, "I'm going out." Until then, I just found out, what does claustrophobia feel like? But they didn't respond to me. After a while, I dare say it's been at least 20 minutes. The coffin was cold to the touch. It's very dark inside. I didn't notice it was so dark at first. I try not to think too much. Darkness is everything before my eyes. It's too crowded inside. I keep screaming. Try to stay awake. I was shaking. I can feel myself having trouble breathing. Finally, I'm about to pass out. I felt the air seeping out of my lungs. I was convinced that I was going to die. When I come to my senses, I lay in my mother's arms. Muddled. I don't remember anything. And he brought me home. Brought me some hot soup. Said my sister told him. So I went to the cemetery with a couple of friends. Zhao Fu, what are you thinking? I've heard that a dozen times. I hardly slept that night. I always feel that, as soon as I fall asleep, I will be trapped again. In fact, several years after that, I can't sleep well. I would scratch the mattress, or wake up in a cold sweat. Have horrible nightmares about that purpose. I confronted them the next day. What cemetery? You must be crazy. We're definitely not going there. Dude says. Yeah, what a stupid challenge. Are you crazy? Brother agrees. Their evil smiles have given me the answer. They were just kidding me. Pretend to know nothing. Want to leave me there to die. I was helpless. I think that's it. I don't want to offend them either. But my family insisted on calling the police. Otherwise, I will still be bullied in the future. They were eventually apprehended by the police, after a lengthy investigation and trial. They're locked in. The wait for them is long. Prison life. If you like this story, please click like. If you don't like this story, please click subscribe to the channel to watch the next videos. Thank you.